What's up, y'all? It's another review by Ryan. We're a day late. Sorry, I didn't get to join the rest of the gang, the cool kids on the block yesterday. Had some friends over. We were watching some stuff unrelated to the show we're about to watch today. So, this is episode 87 to Attack on Titan, the final season, which obviously we all now know is not the final season, as part 3 was announced. So even without watching the episode, I could have told you that we couldn't, there just was no way to finish the story. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the episode, but we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So this is the final episode of part 2 of Attack on Titan. The title of the episode is The Dawn of Humanity. So, I'm going to talk about my opinions about how I feel about how AOT's gone at the end of this. But we're just going to go ahead and kick this off now. All right, I'm going to kick this off in 3, 2, 1. I mean, Aaron's always been about freedom, though, so we can't even say that. The man always been talking about this. Like, he ain't changed. He just followed through with what he told people. Yes. It's definitely this way from the start.
私はエレンの何を見ていたのだろう。
本当に壁の外にも街があって人が住んでるんだな。
壁の外とかたんまり言うんだよ。
ああ、分かってるって。
これが壁外大陸。そして私たちが壁外の地を踏む初の壁内人類。
だから言うなって。
これこそが元より我々に課せられた仕事と言える。調査開始だ。
皆さん、ある大陸へようこそ。東人様のお屋敷までご案内いたします。
おにゃん
無事に着いてよかったよ。そうだい、ここがマーレ最大の港町で。
あの馬牛じゃないですか。そういう牛ですよ。馬だよ。聞いたろ、来る前に。
Oh my goodness. We're talking to the car. We're like kids in a candy store, I swear.
仲間だと思われた。民のふりしよせん。
奴らを止めないと鉄の塊に人参食わせようとするぞ。
そんなまさか人参買ってる。
すごい人の数。ねえ、何があるかわからないから私のそばを離れないで。エレン。
Aaron ain't paying attention to none of you trying to say.
何をぼんやりしてるんだよ、エレン。僕たち外の世界にいるんだよ。
これが海の向こう側なんだよ。
Man, this man, Aaron, is just filled with just
Alright.
infinite depression. No matter what frame he's in now.
今行きます。
気をつけろ、小僧。
これください。
毎度あり。 はい。
サシャ、また勝手に。
I miss Sasha so much. So much.
俺にも一口。
アイスクリームは初めてかい？
なんだこれ。
メール
俺も。あいつ目立つなとあれほど。
誰もあの島から来た悪魔だとは思わないよ。
おい、お前らもこれ食ってみろよ。そこの僕、甘いキャンディーはいかがかな。
Oh hell!
君だよ。
Bruh!
かっこいいね。ちびっこギャングかな。
Bruh! This man, we about to whack on y'all right now. You almost lost your life. You almost lost your life.
エレンも食べて。
アイスか。
知ってたの？
親父の記憶で知ってるだけだ。収容区の LDA 人はめったに食えない。壁の外はこんなに広いのにな。
私たちは気づかなかった。もしくは気づきたくなかったのだろう。
おい、それはお前の財布じゃねえぞ。それだ、このガキ、また敵国の移民か。どうやってここに来た？
紛れ込んできたんだろう。言葉が通じてないな。海に放り投げるってのはどうだ？
いや、右手をへっしょってやろうぜ。二度と釣りができないんだ。
見せしめに通りの目立つところにしばらく吊るしておこう。そうすりゃこそ泥もちっちゃい減る。
そんなやりすぎです。私の財布は無事なんですよ。
これは嬢ちゃんの問題じゃねえ。しっかり罰を与えて示しをつけねえと。ここで商売して生きてる俺たちの問題だ。何よりユーミルの民かもしれねえ。ここ数年どの国も血液検査に躍起になってるからな。悪魔の血がその辺に紛れてちゃ夜も眠れたもんじゃねえよ。おい、あんたは何をしている？
誰がスリーだと言った？俺はお前の財布じゃねえと言っただけだ。このガキの姉貴の財布だってな。
いやー、複雑な家庭なものでね。ね、お姉ちゃん。
弟がご迷惑をおかけしました。
ふざけんな！そんな手だろい！
行くぞ。
Well, our stay's gone swellingly so far here.
あのガキどこに行きやがった？
あそこ。
まあ、アズマ人からもらった小遣いだしな。
そのようなことがありましたか。確かに血液検査の技術向上に伴い世界中で収容から逃れたユミルの民の存在が発覚し問題となっております。かつてのエルディア帝国全盛時代におきましては世界の上流層の中でユミルの民の血を取り込むことが高貴であることとされていました。それが帝国の衰退とともに彼らが国を追われる立場となり果てたのです。これが壁の外でのエルディア人の現実、そしてパラディ島から友好を図る本計画も極めて困難であると言わざるを得ません。
かといって和平の道を諦めるならジークの謀略に加担するしかなくなります。彼に我々の運命を委ねヒストリアと生まれてくる子供たちを犠牲にするしか。ああ、もちろんそんな未来を迎えないために私たちはここにいる。明日の国際討論会で初めて登壇するユミルの民保護団体とやらを求めてね。
依然としてその団体の理念は明らかではありません。
ええ、
まずは慎重に見極めなくてはなりません。その上でその団体と我々が相まみえることが叶うなら、
パラディ島が和平を望んでいることを表明する。
ええ。
無論私ども東人家は和平の協力を惜しみません。ですがどれほどそれが実現可能であるとお見込みですか？
とても困難であることは分かっています。
I mean, the chances of success were so incredibly low in this whole thing.
しかし、だからといって最善を尽くさないことはできないのです。
さようでございましょう。
エレンはどこ？
Of course.
あなたは自分が敵の最重要目標だってことが
Aaron
分かっ
hasn't
ている。
forgotten a damn thing.
みんなであなたを探し
Don't
回っ
need to be
て。
worried about that.
市場の少年、何があったの？
まだ何も。
どういうこと？ここは
戦争で居場所をなくした人たちが集まって暮らしている。俺たちもそうだった。ある日突然日常が終わって何もかもが奪われた。
But I don't care what nobody says about Aaron.
全ての
He's
知恵を
always been about people and their freedom, man.
ミカさん、お前はどうして俺のことを気にかけてくれるんだ？子供の頃俺に助けられたからか、それとも俺は家族だからか。俺はお前のなんだ？
あなたは家族？
いさなり20。
もてなしてくれるみたいだ。
何やってんだてめえ！バカじゃねえのか！
ちょうどよかった。
Bro, they about to be wasted. You know, you just watch stuff like this and it's just so terrible what things like war and racism and prejudice does to people. How things could have gone. Fucking wasted.
我々は各国に知った
Yeah,
ユ
that's
ミル
my
の
type
民
of
の難
party.
民への援助を求めます。彼ら難民はエルディア人であったこともなく、エルディア帝国の不権思想とは無縁なのです。彼らはただエルディア帝国に荒廃を強いられた哀れな被害者なのです。以前憎むべきは島の悪魔どもに他なりません。忌むべきは100年前よりあの島に逃げた悪魔。我々の敵はあの島の悪魔なのです。
の日からエレンは私たちの元を去った。その後彼から届いた手紙にはジークに全てを委ねると記され、次に顔を合わせた時にはもう手遅れだった。果たして他に選ぶべき選択肢があ
I
った
mean,
だろう
these
か。
things were set in motion so
全ては
long
最初
ago.
か
And
ら
after
決まっ
he
てい
got
たの
after
か
he
もし
saw
れない。
those memories, it was really over.
それでも考えてしまう。あの時もし私が別の答えを選んでいたら、
I mean, it definitely would have affected him, but would he have changed the trajectory of what his
違
life
って
was
いたん
going?
じゃないかって。
Probably not. Probably not. I don't think there's much of anything that could have changed the direction of all of this.
あそこか。いや、どこでもいい。
Also, I just want to put on record, it's nice that we've seen Aaron's face now for the first time in like 7 episodes since this man started the damn rumbling.
すべてはこの先にある。
エレン、世界とエルディア双方を救う術は安楽死計画。これを完遂する他にありません。脊髄液入りのワインは改革の障害となる兵団上層部のみに振る舞いました。ジークはあなたを信じています。あなたもジークを。
俺はジークの計画に従うふりをする。お前もそうしろ。従うふりをして何をするんだ。憲兵団はお前を巨人にして島に来たジークを食わせる計画を進めている。憲兵と争うか、ここから逃げるしか手はない。
私だって牛の世話だけしてたわけじゃない。分かってる。争う必要も逃げる必要もない。この島が生き残る一番堅実な方法があれば私はそれに従う。他に方法はなかった。でもあの時エレンが私をかばってくれて、みんなが動いてくれたから私はそれで十分だよ。
お前が良くても俺は違う。世界を滅ぼす全ての敵をこの世から。
And he meant
Picking
every
us.
last one.
そんなの間違ってる。島の外の人すべてが
They
敵じゃ
tried
な
to
いの
call
に、
him out on this
あ
before.
なたのお母さんみたいに突然なんで殺されるのかわからない人がほとんどなんだよ。
分かってる。でも憎しみによる報復の連鎖を完全に終結させる唯一の方法は憎しみの歴史を文明ごとこの世から葬り去ること
It's
だ。
like Aaron mass genocide, bro. And I get it.
島の生贄になるためだけに生まれる子を産ませ、親子同士を食わせ続けるような真似は俺がさせない。
I ain't gonna lie, guys.
私はエレン、あなたを何としてでも止めないと。二度と胸を張って生きていくことが
Definitely have had chills here and
体
there.
がなら始祖の力で記憶を操作する。それまでもお前が黙っていれば
そんなこと
できるさ。お前はあの時俺を救ってくれた。世界一悪い子なんだから。
頭痛？アッカーマン一族に特有の疾患があるなんて巨人学や草葉さんからも聞いたことないな。記録じゃ生存本能が刺激された時、アッカーマンは力に目覚めるって場合が多いようだな。宿主を守る習性？そんなものないと思うぞ。俺が思うに。なあエレン、その行為には正体も習性もやむにやまれる理由もない。ただお前のためなら巨人をひねり殺せるくらいお前のことが好きなだけだ。
じゃない。
で、お前はどう答える？
何言ってんだ兄さん。俺は長生きしてもあと4年しかないんだぞ。
私が子供を作るのはどう？
俺が死んだ後もずっとあいつらの人生は続く。
Like, if people really understand, Aaron never planned to come out alive in any of this. That man was hurt.
幸せに
He's always been hurt about all this shit. It ain't right.
世界連合艦隊。この地球上に存在しうる最も巨大な大砲のほぼ全てが今ここに集結した。人類の英知の全てが同じ目標に狙いを定めている。この奇跡を叶えた艦隊が阻止できないなら、これを止める手段はもう人類に存在し得ない。この地ならしを
There ain't a damn thing y'all can do. Not a damn thing. Stand a sliver of a chance. Woo, boy! I have respect for trying, but it won't shit y'all can do. It's too damn late. Not a damn thing you can do. Woo! Run where? Oh my goodness!
進撃の巨人だ。
駆逐してやる。この世から一匹残らず。
849
Well, there you have it. No opening, no ending, just rumbling. So, my thoughts on that episode, which again concludes part 2 of the now 3-part finale. And again, I put this in the description. I'm not a manga reader, so I'm just going off of what's been given to me. My biggest issue I have with this episode is I would have liked that entire first part, especially with the parallels between Mikasa and Eren, to have come several episodes before. There was a lot of headway they were trying to make leading up to what, of course, ended up being not the final episode of the season. But it was a good episode and definitely gives you a lot more of the paralleled emotions and feelings. You know, Mikasa wondering if they had done anything differently, could it have avoided the inevitable mass genocide that Eren is committing upon people? And I genuinely don't think there would have been much of a change. Eren's timer was already ticking down to 0 anyway, as he said. And yes, if she had given a different answer, or, you know, saying that she felt more than just family with him, you know, that definitely would have meant something, and he might have marginally kept more of what he said to her in line. But I think there was nothing that could have avoided this inevitable conclusion, which is humanity getting wiped from the face of existence. That's why with Flock, I felt for him. You know, remember, he was supposed to die in that fight with Eren when he led them to nothing. And, you know, a lot of people say they didn't really like him, this and that. But quite frankly, I think that he's probably one of the most well-written characters of this final season. Because that man literally, you know, he felt survivor's guilt with all of this. And above all, he understands that as far as what Eren is doing right now, there is no coming back from this shit. There's no coming back from this. It's already started. If you stop now, then they are going to persecute you, and the cycle will continue to start from 0 again. So Eren understands that. Flock understands that. Everyone with the Jaeger is kind of pretty much gets that there is no other options at this point. And that's why for Mikasa and her commentary about could this have changed anything, all this comes down to no. This was set in stone the second. If it wasn't set in stone before, it was definitely set in stone the second that Eren saw the memories. And from this point, we were going to be at this conclusion no matter what way or another that you looked at it. So, you know, it breaks my heart to see that this show is going to have to end this way. But any of us who've been really paying attention and putting all the parts together, and again, this is just a basic reaction video after this. I'm not going to go into all I'm not going to go into a sermon about individual parts of the manga, because what I've done, even though I didn't read the manga, I will go back after an episode and read the manga source after to see what was left out, what was the same, if there's anything that could complement anything. And, you know, I can say that, again, if you've really been paying attention to this story from the first season, it never was about Titans. It never was. Those were simpler days. I know a lot of people, season 2 is their favorite season. You know, and it's devastating having to see that this is going to be the conclusion of this story. Eren will not survive to see the end of this, but that was set in stone whether he made this decision or not. The eradication of humanity, you know, I hate to do comparisons because every anime is different how they got to that point. But, you know, I think about Lelouch from Code Geass and how he took on the hatred of the entire world so that the world, with his death, could move forward to a better tomorrow, could move forward without all the hate and animosity. And, you know, obviously this is considerably worse here from the fact that Eren literally is about to wipe out every waking man, woman, and child from the face of existence outside of Paradis. But the ideologies and what these two characters were trying to accomplish is very similar to me. Aaron knows that this is his end game. No matter what, he will die when this is over. So if he's going to die, he's going to do as he has always done from the very beginning, protecting those he loves that are still alive, and above all, helping his people find freedom. The freedom that only he feels he can accomplish at this point. So with that said, everything is now in motion, and we're pretty much on a downhill spiral from here. There is no happiness to be found at this point. So many people are going to be hurt at the end of this no matter what. You know that this killed Mikasa and them having to kill their own scouts, their own Survey Corps members that, you know, while these may be newer members, they built this. They built the Survey Corps up and everything it stood for. And to have to part ways and kill your own people like this because you understand that literally your best friend is doing something that is just unconscious. It's unreal what Aaron's doing right now. It's a painful thing. So my final opinions of part 2 is I'm sticking with a 9, and regrettably I'm probably gonna have to stick with the whole series being a 9 due to some concerns that I'll talk about once the season is actually over. Again, this is just a reaction to the end of part 2 and to the end of this episode. I will talk more in detail about those opinions in my blog that I'll probably write up in a day or so. But other than that, whether I ended this show at a 9 or a 10, you know, and no matter how you feel about Attack on Titan is going to be one of those shows that is you're always going to remember. In the anime community, we have very, very certain shows that no matter what, you never forget them. And Attack on Titan is definitely that show. Is it the greatest show I've ever watched? Absolutely not. Is this a phenomenal show that I will forget no time soon? Absolutely. So with that said, that's a wrap for part 2. I guess we'll all be joining each other again for part 3 since they chose to go with just a full-on anime season and not just a movie to wrap things up. And given how much I feel is really left, especially with the fact that this last episode feels like, again, now we've just gone to a whole other can of worms now. There's definitely a lot more to cover, and I think that it's probably in MAPPA's best interest to do what they're doing now, which is to have the part 3, even though I'm not overly happy about it, but it is what it is. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed my reaction. And yeah, I'll catch you guys when season 3, when part 3 of the final season rolls around. Until then, you guys take it easy. Until the next review.